we were kind of joking about this last night when I was on stage with Dave Amato and you were in the audience. How many times have you been in and out of Nugent's band?
Oh, gosh, 50? It's kind of like the Cosa Nostra. What did you say yesterday?
I said it's kind of like Godfather 3. Once I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
I think I'm out, and then all of a sudden I get a call. But yeah, I'm probably the longest standing still alive guy.
He hasn't shot you yet.
Yeah, right. He has shot me twice, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, have you been shot by Nugent?
He shot me in the leg. We're out shotgun hunting one winter, and he shot me in the leg, and then we're on tour in the 80s. One of his, he's shooting at a target, and the ricochets back and hits me in the arm, and I just thought, holy shit, this guy's dangerous. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
You've actually lived to tell about being in Nugent's band twice.
I've survived 2 shootings. It's good. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable. You said when you first met Nugent, how was that? When was that?
That was, 72 maybe, 1972.
Yeah.
And we were just a young 3-piece rock and roll band out of Detroit. And
Yes. And what was that band called?
That was called Scott. And we used to just play our own music. I didn't play other people's stuff. I just wrote my own songs. But his ex-tour manager said, hey, you guys should open up for some of Ted's shows. There's not going to be any money in it, but I think it'd be good exposure. So we did. I opened up, maybe 3 or 4 shows, and before you know it, Ted's like showing up to shows that I, on my own. And
were you the singer in that band?
I was singer, guitar player.
Okay.
It was basically a Cream kind of thing, Jimi Hendrix kind of thing. Not as good as Jimi Hendrix, but you know what I mean. So he would see me play, and he says, every time I look over, he's on the side of the stage checking me out. And it took a long time, though. He wasn't crazy about getting another guitar player, I think. So it took a while. It took until 1974.
Right.
And, he said, hey, you want to come out? And he called me up, and he goes, hey, you want to come up and rehearse a little bit? We'll just see how it goes. I said, well, yeah, I'll drive up. So I drive up. I play with him for 20 minutes in the basement of this farmhouse on 100 acres out in the middle of nowhere. And after 20 minutes, he stops playing. Everybody stops. He looks at me. He goes, how many Marshalls do you want? And I thought, does that mean I'm hired? Or does that, I said, well, I'll take 2. But that was it. And then he said, we're going to go out on tour next week. Just do a couple shows. Do you want to go? And I said, yeah, I'll go. So I went, and we didn't come home for like 3 or 4 weeks. He lied to me. We went out, and we rocked it. And we never stopped playing. Yeah. We probably used to do 330 shows a year.
When he brought you into the band, and for people that don't know, and sometimes people don't know this,
a lot of them
makes
don't
me crazy, that Derek, the man I'm talking to, Derek St. Holmes, he's the guy who sang Stranglehold, right? And other stuff. But I mean, Stranglehold, one of the iconic songs ever. Yeah. That incredible vocal on that song is Mr. Derek St. Holmes, who can still sing it exactly like that, which is amazing. Yeah. But when you came into Nugent's band, was your role clearly defined? Were you told you're going to just be? Were you there? Because Ted sings as well, obviously. So
no, he didn't sing back then.
Okay, so were you coming in more as a singer or a supporting guitar player, or both?
I was coming in as both, but primarily a singer / rhythm guitar player.
Okay.
My guitar playing was not. He didn't really care too much about that. Prior to me, he had singers that were more like a Rod Stewart type person, right? So no instrumentation. He would just, somebody would stand there with a mic. But then I guess, he took a big leap of faith and said, hey, let's get this kid that sings like that, but also can play rhythm behind me.
Right.
So, and I'll tell you, after watching people like Rick Derringer all my life, Johnny Winter, all these different guys, Ronnie Montrose, I learned how to play behind a major guitar player, and it all worked out perfectly for, to play rhythm, and there's an art to it, and I know all the guitar players out there in the world do know that, but most people don't know that I am the guy that sang almost everything on the first 2, 3, 4 records.
Yeah, Hey Baby, and all this.
Co-wrote it all
this great stuff, man.
It was awesome. It was a great time in life. It still is.
Yeah, and they're still great records, man. They hold up great. They sound great, and they really are. Amazing. So, well, look, man, I'm excited that to hear this record you're working on, because that sounds like with your pipes and your playing and the guests you're going to have, man, that's going to be a fun record. And I love hard rock and blues based sort of things, man. Going off ripping some guitar and some great singing. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yep. When that's ready, man, please come on and we'll talk about it. We'll do whatever you want to do, and look forward to seeing you, of course, at the Montrose Remembered show. So, Keith, Burning Rain, firing up, and I know there's been a few records with this band, with you and Doug, but it sounds like this is going to be one you're going to really make a run of it here in America, because it sounds like Doug's schedule is open a little bit too now.
Yeah, the cool thing is we finally have time to support it. We just didn't have time on the last records. I mean, we made the first 2 records, and that's when I got into Ronnie's band, and Doug got into David's band, into Montrose and Whitesnake, and we kept trying to get together, and it took us 13 years to make a 3rd record, and then like another 5-6 years to make this one. Yeah. I guess our other stuff is just getting to the point where we want to make the time, and we can make the time. So.
Well, Derek's laughing at you because he has 40 years between Richard St. Holmes records. So
Keith,
12 years.
Yeah, man, you're just popping them out, Keith.
Busy.
Those are great stories, Derek.
By the way, both Whitford St. Holmes records are great, actually. So definitely check those out, man, if you never did. All right, we got to wrap it up. It's been a tremendous week here from Southern California and from NAMM, and I look forward to seeing, if you're in Southern California, you guys coming out to M3 Live tonight in Anaheim. Ronnie Montrose, remember, Doug will be there, and Derek will be there, and Keith will be there, and Tracy Guns will be there. George Lynch is going to be there. Coming to you live from Anaheim, California, in the shadows of the NAMM show, as we get ready for a Thursday broadcast with some great special guests, and had a great broadcast yesterday. Hope you guys enjoyed that show yesterday. It was a lot of fun and really great stuff with Lee Kerslake and all the guests that I had on yesterday. Jean Beauvoir, who I really enjoyed talking to. Who was the 3rd guest yesterday, Ed? Doro, of course, Doro. So that was a great show. Hope you guys liked it. And speaking of, Lee Kerslake was just really, really great. What a great guy. So many great stories. Just saw him in the hall here at the hotel seconds ago, and he came over to me and gave me a big hug and said thank you so much. He's just so appreciative for anybody that's acknowledging his contributions and his work in rock music. Of course, as I said, sadly, tragically, the man is terminally ill, and he has an unbelievable spirit about him, though, and is taking it tremendously well. It couldn't be more positive and upbeat. And I really am really rooting for him and hope for the best. He was a really, really nice man, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. It seemed like he had a good night last night. Lee was honored at this Hall of Heavy Metal History Awards, which I hosted. He was the main guy. He was there all the way to the end. He was the last guy featured that came up on the stage. So he put a lot of time in pressing the flesh, and it was really cool to see people go up to him and say hello to him and meet him. And I'm talking other musicians that were there. And I'll go over and give him a hug and see him get that acknowledgement and that love from so many people that he's toured with or has known over the years, whether they be producers or guitar players or singers or what have you. So it was a really nice night for Lee last night. And a fun event as usual. Pretty crazy, pretty disorganized, as so many of these events can be. A lot of people, in a lot of different directions trying to figure out what was going on, but we all held it together and got through about a 3-hour award show last night. That was a good time and a lot of fun. So today we continue here on volume broadcasting from the NAMM show, which is about a mile up the street. The minute I sign off the air, I am going into the Expo Center, which I'll be doing for the first time and potentially only time of NAMM. I rarely get over there. It's so crazy, and there's so many other things that go on in the outskirts that I don't really get in there. I'm not a musician, so there's not a lot for me to see as far as gear and all that of interest to me, because I just don't play anything. But I will go over there and be shooting some segments for my TV show Trunk Fest for season 2. We're going to do an episode here, which is very unique for us, because if you've watched that show in season 1, we cover nothing but music festivals. And NAMM is not really a music festival per se. It is, I guess, in some ways, but all the performances are kind of spread out, and a lot of big stuff happens tonight. not actually in the expo, but at the various clubs around NAMM. You've got the Dime Bash, which is a celebration of Dimebag Darrell. You've got Metal Allegiance, which is Portnoy and Skolnick and Ellefson with a bunch of special guests playing at the House of Blues tonight. There is a big party tonight for Gibson Guitars, who I mentioned. This is a big NAMM for them. They're trying to establish things. About a year ago, we had a lot of conversation across the channel about Gibson Guitars and then potentially going bankrupt, and would they last? Well, this is sort of a big return for Gibson, and I'm going to be spending some time with those folks, and they've got a big party with some of their artists playing tonight that I will absolutely be at because I'm shooting some TV stuff there. So it'll be interesting to see who I get a chance to say hello to there.